Are you and your partner in search of a bed that you both love?
It can be really challenging, and we've been through the same struggle.
We've tried soft beds like Casper Nova. We've tried firm beds that she made me sleep on, like Plank. We've tried memory foam beds like Dream Cloud. And most recently, we're on a latex hybrid bed by Brentwood.
In this video, we're going to show you how to utilize an at-home trial period and show you what to look and feel for when testing a new mattress.
Hi, I'm Dillon. I'm a senior video producer over here at CNET, but I'm more commonly known as Aly's husband.
I'm Aly, I'm Dillon's wife, and I'm a writer on the sleep team at CNET.
And even though we're both on the sleep team, we don't sleep. And we've tested over 150 beds, probably more through our job. We've yet to find the perfect bed for us.
Well, that's because we have very different sleeping preferences. So what we're going to do is test a new mattress every month and share our experiences along the way, and maybe we will find the perfect bed.
And the first bed we're going to try is Saatva Classic. Charlie over here is already loving it, and he probably loves it because he sleeps on his stomach or just his straight up spine because he's a weird little husky. And that's very similar to Aly, who only sleeps on her back and stomach, rarely her side. And I sleep on my side a lot, which is why I tend to like a softer bed more. So we compromised with this Saatva Classic, and we talked about it and we thought, what would be best for all of us? And of course, that's a firm bed for stomach and back sleepers, like Saatva Classic, because this is in the, I think, the luxury firm, so it's definitely a firmer bed. But we're excited to give it a shot. Everyone at the office loves this bed. We've always liked Saatva Classic. It's a classic.
How this is going to work is we're going to test this mattress for 30 nights and track our sleep using our Tempur-Pedic Pro Smart bed frame that has a sleep tracker built into it. We might use other sleep trackers throughout the process, but this is going to be our baseline.
We're going to give you our initial thoughts of the bed, and then we're going to check in after night 1, and then at least weekly, and we're going to tell you how we're sleeping, how we're feeling, and then we'll go over the numbers to see if that's backing that up.
We're also going to go over what you guys should be looking for when testing a new mattress to make sure that it will hold up and accommodate both of you for the long run.
Or your whole family. Okay, so initial thoughts of hopping on this bed. It definitely has a little pillow top feel, which I do like, but it is firm. It is firm. It's definitely better on my back than on my side. And like I said, I definitely like to sleep on my side more. And then this is my nook. And even though I'm a light sleeper, edge support doesn't matter because got a wall. But what does matter is motion isolation. So I do wake up when Aly wakes up and moves to the couch because she can't sleep either. So she goes to read. So if you can see, that's pretty good actually. That's not really moving that much. Yeah, I do like this bed. I love Saatva Classic. It feels really like a hotel bed. It's just definitely a firmer hotel bed, but I hope it works. I hope it works for us.
All right, so my initial thoughts of the Saatva Classic. As we kind of discussed earlier, I prefer firmer mattresses because I tend to sleep on my stomach most of the time or my back, sometimes my side, but usually my stomach. So let's see how that feels here. Oh, that's nice. It feels very supportive, so I don't feel like my spine is like sagging down into the bed, which is really good. So right off the bat, it doesn't feel like it's cool to the touch, which is an important factor for me because I tend to sleep really warm. I'll often wake up in the middle of the night and throw the covers off because I'm too hot. So being temperature neutral or cool is really important to me. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow after testing it. Another thing that's important to me is edge support because I am on the outside of the bed. And when we do share the bed with our pets, sometimes I end up way over here. So let's test out the edge. See if it feels like I'm gonna fall. Not at all. I can't even really tell that I'm on the very edge, to be honest. That's really good. Let's see. Yeah, it feels very supportive right here. That's awesome. So don't like the feeling like I'm gonna fall off in the middle of the night. So I think I'm gonna like this bed, but we'll see after our first night. All right, guys, we're getting ready for night 1 of sleeping on the Saatva Classic. So we're gonna make the bed and go to sleep, and I'm really excited to try out this mattress.
I'm also excited to try out this mattress. I think it's gonna be a little too firm for me, but I love Saatva, so I'm excited to give it a real shot. And just to reiterate, this is going to be our experience of sleeping on this mattress. This isn't the full in-depth review. We have done that. It's linked for you down below in the description.
And if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And you can also comment down below what bed you'd like to see us try out next.
Pick a softer one. All right, we've officially slept on Saatva Classic for one night, and it was okay. I did like it. I woke up feeling a little bit sore. I think my body's just adjusting to the new bed. I was used to the latex feel.
I feel pretty good about the sleep I got last night. According to our Tempur-Pedic sleep tracker, I got a sleep score of 76, which is pretty good for me, especially compared to the days before. I was getting like in the 60s, so it did improve a little bit, my quality of sleep.
I tried to sleep on my side on this bed, and it is too firm. I woke up a couple times, my arm like fell asleep, and I woke up like, whoa. So I spent most of the night on my stomach. I'll put my sleep score up here just so you can see. It was okay. I slept okay. It's not my perfect mattress, I think, just because I did wake up and was forced to move to another position.
I feel good about the firmness. It felt comfortable when I was on my stomach. I didn't feel like my spine was sagging down into the mattress. So I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure how Dylan's feeling about it, but we'll see in the next couple days if I still feel the same. Good morning. It's been 2 weeks of sleeping on the Saatva Classic, and Jess and I have been really enjoying it.
And this week I think went better for me. The first week, even though my numbers said I slept pretty good, I don't think I did. And this week I slept a lot more on my stomach and sometimes on my back. And whenever I try to go to my side, I still wake up because it's just too firm for that, in my opinion. So week 2 was better, and I'm excited for week 3. But I do still want to sleep on my side.
I've been tracking my sleep using my Apple Watch now instead of relying on the bed frame, just because it seems to be picking up some of our pets' behaviors when they're on their bed, even like their heart rate and stuff. And it's probably user error, but it hasn't been super reliable tracking our sleep. So I've been using my Apple Watch, and I'm happy to report that the last 4 or 5 nights actually I've gotten really good sleep, for me anyway. So I've gotten around like 7 to 8 or 8.5 hours of sleep, which is a lot for me. Usually I'm around like the 6-hour range.
And I would love to show you some numbers about the last few nights how I've been sleeping, but our Tempur-Pedic frame, the smart AI frame, however, it tracks our sleep. It stopped working. It wants me to check the sensors. I don't know how to do that, and I have to watch tutorials, and I didn't want to, but I did receive a Whoop band from our friends over at Whoop, so I'm going to give that a try, and I think that'll be more accurate than what a bed frame says, but it'll be interesting to see, especially if I get the bed frame working again, to see how they compare. But yeah, week 2, better than week 1. I'm still looking forward to a softer bed so I can sleep on my side.
It's been great. I am enjoying the firmness profile. I have been sleeping a lot on my stomach, but even when I am on my side, I still find it comfortable. Usually I'll be on my side and Jess will come in and lay right next to me right here. So we've both been enjoying it, and I don't know that Dillon feels the same, but we'll keep testing it out. We have 2 weeks left, and we'll see how we feel at the end of it. Me again. We're nearing the end of the 30-night trial with the Saatva Classic, and within the last week or so since I've spoken to you guys, a few things have changed, for me at least. I pulled a muscle in my shoulder, and that actually made me realize how much time I do spend on my side when I sleep. I thought I was more of a stomach sleeper. So initially when I go to bed and I'm about to fall asleep, I always lay on my stomach. It's the most comfortable position that allows me to fall asleep the quickest, which is why I think I always thought I preferred a firmer mattress. And when I pulled my shoulder, I would wake up a lot in the middle of the night with pain and find myself on my side. So I started paying attention to it, and I think I actually sleep more on my side than I initially thought. Now that I know that, I think I am starting to prefer a little bit of a softer mattress, which I know Dillon will like. I think we could both actually benefit from having a softer mattress. Yeah, what do you think? You too, buddy?
Okay, guys, this is my final check-in. I felt like I slept pretty good, but Whoop has assured me that I haven't. But I really like the feel. It's like responsive. It feels luxurious. It feels very durable. Like I could see this lasting for a very long time. The edge support's great. Of course, you know, I'm on the wall, so that helps hold me in. But I push Aly to the edge and she doesn't fall off.
Saatva actually offers a 365 night trial period, so a full year to decide if the mattress is right for you. It's been almost 30 days for us, and I would say that actually was a good amount of time for us to both get a feel for it, see if we could acclimate to it, and helped me to kind of realize that I do think it is a little bit too firm for me, which I was not expecting, and so I'm very surprised by that. But what do you think, buddy? He's gonna miss the firm mattress for sure.
Yeah, I am getting more used to it. I still don't think it's the perfect mattress for me, but I think if Aly really, really loved this bed, I could get used to it, I think. It definitely does feel more comfortable than it did, especially on night one. But this is my final check-in, and yeah, we'll have our final thoughts for you coming up.
All right, guys, that wraps up our 30-night trial with the Saatva Classic. So today we're going to go through all of our sleep data, how we felt about the bed, and if we would keep it for us.
And so just to give this mattress like a score, I guess you could say, we have all of these different categories that we'll put on the screen, and we have them all ranked for 10 points, and we'll each score them individually. And then we have feel and firmness for 20 points each, because we feel those are the two most important. And again, we tried to track all of our sleep throughout these 30 nights with different trackers. We did miss some because they're not like the most reliable things, especially we started with the bed frame as a tracker, and that one wasn't the best, but we do have most of our data throughout these 30 nights about how we actually slept on this bed.
Like Dillon said, we initially started tracking our sleep with the Tempur-Pedic smart bed frame, but a couple things made us not use that for the entire duration of the trial. One reason was because it would actually track our dog if he was laying on the bed, so it would start tracking like his heart rate, his breath rate, and everything, so it's kind of throwing the numbers off a little bit. And then the second reason was that it kept disconnecting, so we had trouble keeping it connected. So I started using my Apple Watch to track my sleep, and it seems really accurate. There were just a couple times where it didn't track my sleep, and I couldn't figure out why. I had everything set up properly, so there were a few nights that I missed.
And then I had no sleep trackers, so Whoop actually sent me a band, and it seems really accurate. It's been working great. So all my numbers towards the later half of the month are, I think, really accurate and really low scoring, but feels really accurate, as you can tell from the bags under my eyes.
So now we're going to jump right into how we actually ranked the bed. So the first factor we're going to talk about is firmness. This is a recurring theme you heard us talk about throughout the entire sleep trial, and we're giving the firmness a score out of 20.
So we have the luxury firm model of the Saatva Classic. They offer two other models. The Plush Soft, I think it's called, probably would have been better for me. And then they have a true firm, which terrifies me. So as you heard me complain about the whole time, I think this luxury firm is just too firm for me. I think at the office we have it as a medium to medium firm between everybody ranking it. I think it's a little firmer than that. I kind of have it as a medium firm straight up or a medium firm to firm. I don't think I could get like really good sleep on this. I never felt like I had good deep sleep. I did try to sleep on my side the first few nights because that's how I sleep. And I would wake up in the middle of the night, my arm would be asleep. And then I go to my stomach, and I honestly feel like it's probably because I'm heavier. I can't really breathe that well when I'm on my stomach on a firm bed. I'm probably crushing my organs or something. But for me, I have to give it a 5 out of 20. It's just too firm for me. But again, firmness is very subjective. You could have a totally different experience on it. And again, utilize the trial periods.
I rated this mattress around a firm, and that could be because I'm a little lighter than Dillon, so I'm not going to sink down into the mattress quite as much. I initially thought at the beginning of this experiment that firm is what I preferred, and I still mostly do, especially because I usually fall asleep on my stomach. So I really like having a firmer mattress where I don't feel like my spine is sagging down into the mattress. I will note, and I've talked about this in the actual trial, I hurt my shoulder and my back during it, and I had a very hard time sleeping on my side. And it made me realize that I actually spend more time throughout the night on my side than I think I thought. So overall, I do like the firm, but I think I need something a little bit softer. So I gave it a 14 out of 20.
Okay, so as we said, the second most important thing, and not just for us, we think for everyone when you're shopping for a bed, would be feel. So this will be out of 20. And Saatva Classic, they got it right. I mean, it's just nice, it's luxurious. We think it's more of a firm hybrid feel, and that's nice. Like, I don't think anyone will lay on this and not like the way this bed feels. I personally don't like memory foam, and this is the opposite of that. It really responds quickly, so I did like it. I could get used to it, but I still think there's other feels that I would like better, something a little softer, something I could sink into a little bit more, not memory foam. And so I give this a 12 out of 20.
I gave it a 16 out of 20 because I resonate with everything Dillon said about it. I don't really like memory foam either, and this has more of like a traditional inner spring mattress feel that I enjoy, and I think it's very accommodating.
All right, now for the 10-point categories, we're just gonna start off with motion isolation. And I felt that to be pretty solid. I never really remember waking up in the night because something was moving on the bed. I think we both wake up because of our pets jumping on the bed, but I don't think any bed would stop me from waking up from a 60-pound dog jumping on us. So I give it a 7 out of 10.
I gave motion isolation a little bit of a lower score. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Motion isolation is really important to me for a few reasons. One is because, like Dillon said, our pets are constantly jumping on and off, especially our cat. She really likes to sleep on me, so I feel like she's jumping on me a little bit more than you maybe.
Definitely.
And then another reason is because Dillon is more of a night owl and I'm more of a morning bird. So we're kind of getting in and out of bed at different times. So it's important to have a bed for us that does isolate motion so that when we're getting in and out, we're not waking each other up every time. The next factor that we ranked was edge support. This is another feature that's really important to me because I tend to sleep very close to the edge of the bed. And with the Saatva Classic, I never felt like I was gonna fall off. I feel like the edge support is phenomenal. So I gave it a 9 out of 10.
And I'm forced to sleep against a wall in that old apartment. We actually moved into a new apartment, so I don't have to worry about that and can actually test edge support on the next mattress. But for this mattress, I had a whole wall, so it felt good when we tested it, so I'm gonna give it a 7, but I didn't really get to test it throughout the 30 nights because of the wall. Now, I am a hot sleeper though, so the next category is temperature regulation. And I'm looking for something like cool to the touch. I want to touch it, I want it to be cold. I don't care if it's slippery on top. I want to be cold. And this isn't it. But I do feel like even though this isn't actively cooling, it didn't make me heat up. I obviously didn't sink into it, so I just slept on top. I didn't get hot, and so I think this is a standard for non-active cooling beds, so I'm gonna give it a 5.
And I actually disagree with Dillon a little bit on this. Temperature regulation is super important to me as well, and I would also prefer a more cool to the touch cover. I did not feel like the Saatva Classic had any cooling technology at all. In fact, I was getting way too hot throughout the night. I'd have to take the covers off, felt like I was overheating, so it was too hot for me, and I gave it a 3 out of 10. This leads us into the design or construction of the Saatva Classic.
And you can't argue with the design. It is a good looking bed. It just looks luxurious. It's got golden embroidery, organic cotton on the pillow top cover. It has a layer of memory foam in the middle section where you're like, kind of like the main part of your body goes to help keep your spine neutrally aligned. I didn't really feel that when I laid down on it or throughout the 30 nights, but it is there, so that is something. Then you have a layer of pocketed coils underneath that, which adds to the durability and support. And then underneath that, you have another layer of steel coils. So it's definitely gonna last a long time. You can't argue with it, and we think it's gonna be durable over the long haul. So we agreed and gave it an 8 out of 10.
The next category we're ranking is brand standards, and this includes policies, sustainability, and pricing, because we think it's important to buy a mattress from a brand that you like and respect.
And right now, online, after discount, you can get a queen size Saatva Classic for just around that $1,800 mark, and we'll have it linked down below in the description for you. And I know it's not like the most affordable bed in the world, but all things considered, all the materials, I mean, even if I can't sleep on this bed, and I still agree that I think that's a good value.
I gave the mattress an 8 out of 10 for this category for a few reasons. They have some really good policies. So they have a year-long trial period, lifetime warranty, and they have free in-home delivery and setup. So if you don't like moving mattresses or putting things together, that's a really great feature that they offer.
We also appreciate that these mattresses are made in the US and that Saatva has many green initiatives. So I also gave it an 8. Now for our last category and potentially the most important categories, how did we actually sleep on the Saatva Classic?
So I actually slept better on the Saatva Classic than I did on our previous mattress, which was the Brentwood Home Latex Hybrid. I didn't hit my average goal of 8 hours per night, but it was still higher than my average sleep on the Brentwood Home. You can see in the chart here that my average hours slept increased from just over 6 hours per night to about 7 hours and 15 minutes on the Saatva Classic. So my average amount of deep sleep was around 1 hour per night. Core or light sleep was around 4 hours and 40 minutes. My average REM sleep was around 1 hour 40 minutes, and my average awake time was 40 minutes. So taking all of that sleep data into consideration, I gave my sleep quality score a 7 out of 10.
And my experience was very different. I actually slept so poorly that I considered taking sleep supplements for the first time in my life. And I probably should just do that anyways, but as you'll see on my chart, I can only give this a 3 out of 10. So as you can see, I went from nearly 8 hours of sleep per night to around 6 hours 40 minutes. My average deep sleep on the Saatva Classic was about 1 hour and 20 minutes. My average core light sleep around 3 hours 40 minutes. And then my REM time around 1 hour 40 minutes, and average awake time was an hour.
So as far as our ultimate goals for this trial series, we would like to hit around 8 hours of average sleep per night, so a little bit more sleep every night. We want to be more consistent with our sleep. You can see in this chart here that we were kind of all over the place. So we'd like to be more consistent, and then we'd also like to have less awake time throughout the night. We average around like 45 minutes to an hour, I would say, per night, which is kind of a lot. So we'd really like to get that number down too.
So for those reasons, the Saatva Classic isn't going to be our mattress, but stay tuned. We're already testing a new one that hopefully works better for both of us. But that's it. That's our 30 nights on the Saatva Classic. If you think this bed is right for you and you want to learn more about it, we are going to have a full written review. And by we, I mean she's writing it. It's going to be linked down below in the description for you. And then anything else you need to learn about it is also down there. And then we have discounts and coupon codes down there for you if you're trying to buy it and save some money.
Feel free to also comment down below if you have any questions or if there's a certain bed you'd like to see us try. And if this helped you in any way, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month.